I am about to turn 30 and I feel like I haven't accomplished shit. Tell me I'm not the only one. I'm about to get right into this topic. I know a lot feel this way, even if it's not the age of 30, but all around. But let's start out with an informal greeting from me to you. What's happening? What is up? Yes, it is true. And although I may not look like I'm going to be 30, if you think I really do. I'm kidding. But this is a topic that has been on my mind quite a lot. It's been really hard for me to not think about it so much, you know, to just kind of let it go. But I know that it's something that a lot of us deal with. And maybe it doesn't have to be the age of 30. Maybe it could be 18. Maybe it could be 21. Maybe it could be 40, 50, 60, whatever number it is. But my issue right now, because I'm living it, is turning 30 and not having accomplished a single thing. Or so it feels like it. So, what's up if you are new? My name is Stacy. If you forgot, my name is Stacy. If you just want to hear me say it again and you already know, my name is Stacy. It's kind of hard for me to talk about, but I think it's actually very beneficial for many to talk about this, for me to talk about this. I know you out there might relate, whether it's now or later. Just the other day, I got a message from Dashhound Mom 19 on Instagram. Shout out to you. I'm not gonna read the whole entire thing because it's very personal, but it said that they felt like they were a failure because they're gonna turn 30 in June, and I'm like, I feel the same way because I'm turning 30 in like a couple of days. And honestly, it scares me to the core. I mean, we're all gonna have different reasons why we feel this way at whatever age it is. But for me, it's not only the societal pressure, but the pressure with my family at home. Mainly my mom, the judgment that comes with it. For me, it's something that really gets to me, you know? I know if my dad was still alive, I'd probably feel it 1,000 times more because he was very strict and he was always go, let's do this, come on, this. And he was very entrepreneurial in his own way and always trying to find a way to make a hard-earned dollar and do this and do that and have a side hustle. I was gonna say a side hustle, whatever that is. And so the pressure is still with me whether I want it to be or not. Whether some of us want to admit it or not, we feel like it, especially if we've grown up with that. By the age of 30, you should have already somebody to settle down with, a boo thing, a wife, a husband, kids. Sometimes I hear that like by age 26, it's like, or 25 or 26, we should have already settled down and gotten married and have kids. And I'm like, but kids, I don't even have that in my future right now. Like, I don't even, that thought is not even in my brain. I'm barely getting by taking care of myself, let alone have to take care of a little human. I don't think I'm ready for that. Also, this whole pressure of like women and how, and I'm not saying that it's all like this, obviously. These are pressures that I'm literally thinking about all the time because it's what I've allowed myself to condition myself to think, the ways that I hear in society or this person, perhaps important people in my life. I've heard it all along while growing up. And it hasn't been until lately where I've started to think like, hey, I don't have to be thinking the same way. It doesn't mean that this is the truth just because somebody said it, or somebody who was very influential one time in your life or for many years in your life has said it like this, that's how it's gotta be. I forgot where I was going with that. Oh, about the whole women and our eggs, you know, women, those of us who would like to have children, our eggs are like, they're just, the numbers are going down. And I just think like, dang. And then it's like, if I want to freeze my eggs, that's like an arm and a leg. And I can't do that right now. I need that arm and my leg to keep hustling and working and bustling. I don't know what bustling is, but that's part of what I feel. I know that there have been many cases out there where even women at the age of 50 are having children. And I get it, but it's just the pressure that I'm feeling of like, dang, I'm gonna hit 30. I haven't accomplished anything career-wise. To me, I haven't gotten far. I'm not at the place where I want to be. I'm still here living with my mom, and I'm just living at my mama's house. And it reminds me of Drake's song, living at my mama's house I get every month. Anyway, I don't remember if that's how it goes. It's been a long time since I heard that song. But anyways, this is my thing. Like, the whole living at home thing, I'm very fortunate. And I'm not ungrateful at all when it comes to that. It's just these last couple of years, it's specifically this whole last year that just happened. And now, there's been so many changes where I have just had enough. Where I'm like, it's time. I gotta spread my wings, because in the future I'll talk about all this, but the good thing out of this is that I've been able to focus on what I want to do career-wise, YouTube-wise and stuff like that. And I've been able to focus on it full-time because I've had a roof over my head. My mom and dad, you know, because if it wasn't for my father, we wouldn't have had anything. You know, he left us this home And both my mom and my dad worked so hard once they came here, and they've worked and worked and worked all of their lives. You know, my father unfortunately passed away in 2010, and so I don't know, you know, and with that too, I feel like I haven't gotten anywhere. And I mentioned all this because I'm gonna get to what was sent to me, the message, because I think it's very important to acknowledge the way you feel, and not only acknowledge the way you feel, but also see everything that has happened in between, because all of that has happened in between has shaped you into who you are as a person right now in this moment. And I'm a firm believer that all of that had to happen in order for you to finally get to this point. Sometimes it's freaking hard to realize that stuff. Oh, my dog is so cute. She literally just flipped on her back and she's taking a nap. My dogs are so cute. I love my dogs. That's another thing. I'm like so sad because I haven't been able to give my dogs a life of a lifetime. And I want to. But anyways, that's a different topic. On the side of this, shoot, I already know those videos are going to be everywhere. My thoughts are everywhere now. I mean, when are they not everywhere? They're everywhere all the time. Which brings me to the point when I was young, my sisters, one of my sisters, I don't remember, maybe both of my sisters, I don't know. People would just tell me like, oh my gosh, watch, when you're in high school, because you know, when you're in high school, you're like, oh, I can't wait till I'm done with school. I don't even want to be in school anymore. I hate homework. I hate going to school. I don't want to go to school. I want to go to school for all the goodies and the treats and hanging out with my friends, but I don't want homework and projects and blah, blah, blah. Whoever it was would tell me like, you say that now, but when you're out of high school, when you grow up, you're going to be like, dang, I wish I could go back to being in school, have no responsibilities. And I'm like, yeah, right, that's going to be me. And then fast forward, here I am, probably nearly 100% of my time being like, I wish I could go back. I would give anything to be back in high school. Or my little niece is complaining about her 2+2 homework and how she doesn't want to do it anymore. I'm sitting there like, I would give anything to go back to the 2+2 times. So the times when math was super easy, life was worrying about how the heck you're gonna finish that whole entire mathematization problem. I don't know what I just said. You get what I'm saying? The problems on the damn paper before the timer's up in class, the test, boom. I gotta finish it before Johnny Appleseed over here finishes before me. I'm not gonna let his little pubescent self beat me. You know, that was my greatest worry, okay, back then, and I want that worry again, because life is hard, life is tough, but look, at the end of the day, that is life. Point blank, period. And quite honestly, at the end of the day, it's up to us to find a way to make it work, to better your life, to do this, to do that, or to stay in the same place. And so these last couple of years, I've been chipping away at the building that I'm building, at my empire, my legacy, and I'm super freaking far away from it. And I might sound like a ding dong talking about that, but that's what I want. I want to have a legacy. I think every single one of us is going to have some sort of legacy along the way. At the end, you know, when we're 90, 80, when we look back, what kind of legacy are we gonna leave behind? It doesn't even have to mean like a legacy like, oh, the best superstar in all the world. It could be a legacy of your last name, of your generation, in your family. It doesn't have to mean about anything else. I want a legacy on a whole different level. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get there. I don't know. I mean, I just know that I just want to leave a legacy behind, something that's important to me. I want to help a lot of people. I want to live comfortably. I want to retire my mom completely. And it's hard because she wanted to retire this year. Things didn't happen that way. Her own personal reasons. She wants to hopefully retire soon. And I'm sitting here like, I was supposed to have all this figured out by 19. I was supposed to do this. I was supposed to do that. But then in high school, in junior high, when I was a kid, I always had big, big dreams. And then life just started rolling by. And before I knew it, I'm here like, wait a minute, I think what happened? I left that dream unfinished, you know what I mean? And I see people online and here and there, and I hear my family or my mom talking about like, wow, this person's only 19 and they're already a millionaire, or this person accomplished this and they're traveling around the world and they're at this prestigious university, and I'm just sitting there like, ow, ow. It burns my butt. It really lights a fire underneath my butt cheeks because I'm just thinking to myself like, it just feels like a low blow hinting at me like, hey, look at this dude. He's accomplished so much. What are you doing with your life? Thankfully they haven't said that to me because, oh, you don't want to light that little fire with me. Because that's the last thing I need to hear, and honestly, quite frankly, like, I know these things, I don't need to hear it. It's like one of those things when someone's like trying to argue with you or whatever, and you're like, you think I don't know these things, but I do. I don't know, I think I'm going off on a completely different tangent, but yes, I just wanted to say this because I am in the same situation where I feel like a failure. On that part, I can agree, I feel like a failure. And there's days when I don't. There's days when I work on my own feelings, my emotions. I just keep thinking to myself, like, all of these years that I let pass by, when everybody would tell me back then, follow your dreams, because before you know it, time is gonna slip by. And here I am, and all this time has slipped by. When I look back, I'm like, I have been continuously building my empire and what I want to do, and maybe I haven't been successful 100% of the time, but anybody who has ever been successful has always failed. They have always had a certain number of failed attempts, of no's, of rejection underneath their belt. I don't believe that there can be one single person out there who has been insanely successful in any way. It doesn't just mean like a superstar, celebrity, whatever it is, kind of status. It's the first thing I think about, because it's like, for a lot of people, what's the most successful that you can be? Or maybe a CEO of a company, or having whatever it could be that defines successful for you. I know there can't be not one person out there who has never had no kind of rejection, no kind of downs. It's just been a straight all the way up. I mean, unless, I guess, you sold your soul to the dev. I don't even know if then that would be a smooth ride up. No say. But I just know that there's always been failures no matter what, for everything and anything. I believe. That's just what I believe. I don't know, that's my opinion. If you don't agree, if you do agree, that's awesome. Anyway, point is, failures are part of life. Fear is a part of life, but we cannot let those two take ownership of our life, because if we do, that's end game right there. We will allow that to control us, and time will slip by, and then before we know it, we're gonna be old and gray to the point where we have lost all of our teeth and we just can't do anything about it. Oh, I'm talking about this is so hard, because then I want to go off on all these other tangents, but what I want to leave you with from all of this is that don't put off your dreams until the day of tomorrow, because tomorrow may never ever come. And I mean that both in the literal sense, where a tragedy could honestly happen. God forbid, I don't want that to happen to anybody. I don't wish that upon anyone, but that's life. It could happen. It's a possibility. And I also mean it for the reasons of procrastination, because you can say, oh, I'll just do it tomorrow, and then tomorrow comes and you'll be like, oh, I'll just do it tomorrow, and then tomorrow, and then the next tomorrow, and the next tomorrow, and then before you know it, time's passing by again. And so if there's something that you're passionate about, if there's something that you really love to do, something that just makes you smile, makes you happy, go out and do it, because time literally is passing by. Try not to think about your age, try not to think about this or that, just go out and do it. And I know judgment is something that is very real and it's scary. Societal pressure too, what he said, what she says, it could be nerve-wracking and it could stop you and hold you back, but at the end of the day, you're the only one holding yourself back. You can blame it on anybody else, but at the end of the day, you are in control. You were the one that allowed that to hold you back, or not hold you back. Let me pump the brakes there and talk about what this message was. So Dashhound ended up messaging me and said that they feel like a failure. They said my life is a complete and total failure, and I feel like when this year in June I'll be 30 years old. 30, and I did nothing. I still don't have my degree. They want to be a vet. They don't have anyone. They've never had a girlfriend. They've never had a date. Hasn't kissed anyone ever. They can imagine themselves being alone. And the thing that crushes me is like, because they say, I think by now I'm actually convinced about that. I don't believe someone could ever love me. And it makes me sad. Like, it legitimately brings tears to my eyes, because I'm just thinking, like, it makes me sad to feel like somebody could ever feel like no one's gonna love you. And I've been there. I've been in that spot. I have been in that spot many times where I feel like, man, maybe I'm just not meant to be loved. But look at me now. I know I don't talk about it much, but I have somebody who loves me so fucking much, and it makes me so happy. And I know that it's hard. It's so freaking hard to find somebody who's actually completes you like that, and especially in the day of today, because now so many people are so self-centered. But it doesn't mean that every single person is that way. But like I said to Dashhound, I said, look, if you don't put yourself out there, how are you ever gonna find that one person? How are you ever gonna allow that person to come into your life? Meet people, go out and meet people. You love to work with animals, go out there and work with the animals, volunteer. volunteer. Remind yourself why you want to do what you want to do so bad. Make friends, and through friends you'll meet friends of their friends, and maybe that person is there for you. Don't ever think that just because you may see this flaw in yourself, that other person is going to see it and turn away. Every single flaw that you may see in yourself is most likely the chance that your significant other is going to turn around and be like, what flaw? I just see freaking amazingness. I love every single flaw that you think is a flaw that I don't see as a flaw. But in order to have that significant other, you have to literally put yourself out there. It's like saying, hey, I want $1 million, and then you're just at home like this, waiting for those $1 million dollars. No, $1 million. Don't get ahead of yourself now, Stacey. There's $1 million to fall into your lap. This is not gonna happen. Who is gonna put those $1 million in your lap? Because the roof is not going to go search for somebody to give you $1 million, do you know what I mean? I know all this is common sense, but sometimes honestly life messes us up and it robs those thoughts out of our mind, and then we're sitting there like, I can't do it, I can't do this, like this sucks, and all these negative thoughts come crashing into your mind, and before you know it you're just kind of like, I'm defeated, you know what I mean? And I don't blame you. I've been there so many freaking times. So many times. But listen, if you don't put yourself out there for whatever it is that you want to accomplish in life, whether it's finding a boo, whether it's creating a book or publishing a book, whatever it is, starting your own company, you're only robbing yourself of that chance of your own dream. You're keeping yourself hostage, essentially. It's not fair to you. And I know, trust me, it's so hard to look back and not feel that sting of thinking, shoot, look how many years have passed by and now I barely want to start doing something with my life. I get you, I feel you. But at the end of the day, that whole you have to have your life figured out by the age of 30 is just words that people say, pressure that people put on other people. I feel the same way. I feel like I should have done so much more. I feel like I'm constantly being judged by my family. And by the way, my family's not saying anything to me every single day about that stuff. It's just me, my own thoughts in my mind thinking, shit, like I haven't gotten things together. I haven't got my life together. They probably think I'm a low life, this and that and all that. But I can't say with certainty that these last couple of years I have been working nonstop day and night, with the exception of feeling sick and sometimes feeling like very emotional, because I do take the time to feel my emotions. I've been working day and night, just working. And it's just the same thing every day. I'm on my laptop all the time. I'm trying to work in some way, and even if I'm not making money, which is the freaking most saddening part, that I know that, especially my mom, I know my mom she's always seen it this way though. Like even when I was younger, when I was younger, I was on the computer playing games and chatting and all that. You know how it is when you're younger. But like, I feel like she's always carried on that thought to me on my laptop, that oh, she's just chatting, she's just talking to her friends, she's not doing anything productive or important. I just think to myself, like, why explain myself? Why say anything when at the end of the day they're not gonna get it? Because I don't have anything to show. Anyways, Dashhound reached out to me and messaged me about that. We exchanged messages about that, and they said, hey, would you consider making a video about this societal pressure to have their life figured out at your 30s, and I think it would be beneficial to many people, which I definitely agree. Also, you can mention about being alone at the age with no history of relationship in the past, and it would be great to know I'm not alone. Of course, it's just a thought. I really love your videos where you're answering Tumblr questions, definitely my favorite ones. And I was like, oh my god, I miss those. I really do miss making videos answering Tumblr questions. Like, I was very fortunate to get a lot in the past, and I don't know, I just haven't been on Tumblr in so long. Over the years, since I like kind of got off of Tumblr, I tried to see if anybody had any questions, but nobody really asked questions or anything like that. But I want to see if maybe some will actually still be floating around and be like, hey, I got a question. I don't know, I mean, I guess it's kind of the same thing on Instagram and all those places, but even when I ask on Instagram, a lot of people don't really ask me questions. It's more of like, hey. So I guess my biggest thing with the whole relationship thing is it's okay. That's another thing with societal pressure, that they say, oh, by the age of 20, you should have already been kissed by 5 frogs. Says who? Where's that a rule or anything like that? I think that's one thing that we kind of got to remind ourselves as well. Like, says who? Johnny Appleseed, the one who tried to beat you every single time when you were trying to ace that math test? Before them, try to remember that. Who cares what other people say? I know it's hard because we're constantly comparing ourselves to other people, and that's something that I have a hard time staying away from, is comparing myself. I've been doing a lot better with that because I haven't really put myself in the position where I'm like looking at other people and be like, oh, Dang, they already did that? Shoot, look at me. I hate my life. I try to stay away from that because I know it's no good for me. Just like I was mentioning in the other day about subscribers and how I had to steer away from see how many subscribers I have because it was affecting me, it was damaging me. But back to the whole dating thing. Work on yourself, on helping yourself let that go. They were saying something on the TV. I was watching the Rose Parade with my mom, and they were talking about la salud, health. Without health, everything else is messed up. You don't have good health, you don't have energy, you don't have the desire to do things, you're not motivated, you don't want to do anything. Like, you want to just lay and feel like crap. Whether that's mental health, whether that's emotional, physical health, whatever it is. I think a very important part to helping yourself continue moving forward is asking yourself about your health, worrying about your health, fixing the health first. I think that's a very important part to start. If you don't know about health and how to help your own health, research. Don't be lazy. Look things up. Watch videos. Do this for you. And at the same time, start working on something that you absolutely love. Your dreams. Write your dreams down and start listing out how the heck you're gonna get to those and what are the first steps, and work backwards and start with what you can start with today. There's a lot of things out there that you can start doing today. For example, with Dashhound, they mentioned something about volunteer work in Africa. That's amazing. There's so many out there that have dreams like that. And that is why I was like, how do you know that the love of your life is not out there waiting for you in Africa, who also decided that they wanted to volunteer, and you two lock eyes, meet, fall in love, and the rest is history. You'll never know because you never put yourself out there. And likewise, you'll never be able to live out that dream if you don't put yourself out there. So sign yourself up, go volunteer somewhere, be active in the things that you love to do, and through that you'll find motivation. Through that you'll find the inspiration. Through that you'll find these things that you want to do. Go out and do it. You can do it. I know that this pressure is hard because I'm living through it too. I'm literally gonna turn 30 in a couple of days, and I'm fearing it. I'm fearing it, I'm dreading it. I don't even want to celebrate my birthday because of my own feelings. Like, it does suck to think like, shoot, I've gotten nowhere. But then I stopped and thinking, I'm like, age is just a number. I mean, it's just a number for a lot of things. Because then when it comes to like that 15-year-old is dating that 25-year-old, is like, that is not what I meant. That age is just a number. It's a very touchy subject to me to talk about, but I think it's very smart to talk about. I know somebody else, maybe you watching, may have felt the same way, is feeling the same way, will feel the same way. I just want to remind you that we can literally sit here and cry about it, and mope about it, and feel bad about it, feel bad about ourselves, and hate everything we did not do. Hate all the years that have passed. Be down about the years that we honestly can't do anything about anymore. Or we can use all of that pent-up negative energy and upset energy, all of that turmoil that we feel inside, and we can use it to fuel us to not let the next couple of years go by just like that and slip right through the cracks. We can use it to work harder, to work more, to work smarter, to do more things that we love to do, to not let that happen again. To keep fighting, to keep going, to keep searching, to keep going even through the no's and the rejection and everything that life may throw your way, to keep pushing, to make our dreams come true, small or big dreams. I really do think it's never too late. I know that there are some things that, sorry to say, is too late. Like if you want to join the NFL, joining the NFL or NBA or whatever, I don't know too much about it, but like I'm pretty sure there are steps that you need to take in order to possibly make it into that, you know what I mean? You can't just sign up and be like, hey guys, I'm trying out for the NFL. And I've been a preacher all along. But you get what I'm saying. Like, there are some things that we are a little bit too late for, but you can always be a coach for something of the same sport. You can always do something, be an NFL fanatic where you have your own little show or podcast and make a career out of it, a living out of it, and a comfortable one. There's so many things out there, and I feel like we constantly just stop ourselves because we don't think it's possible and we doubt ourselves, and that's me. For the last decade or so, I've doubted myself so much. For a lot of things, I believed that I couldn't do it, that I wasn't going to get anywhere. I let all of that harm me so much to the point where I just let these years pass by. But I stopped, and I think I didn't completely let these years just go by with me doing nothing and sitting on the couch. I've been uploading videos, I've been doing this, I've been doing that. I've been creating bonds with people who have stuck in my life for so long. I've been doing things, even if they're just small, to keep me afloat, to keep going, to keep building this empire in this building that I'm building, because I want it to last for a long time. time. I'm not here to build something quick and get money quick and then just boom, that's it. I'm not interested in that. I want to build something that's everlasting. Will I actually build that on a level that everybody will see? I don't know. I don't know what the future holds, but I sure hope so, at least somewhat. But that's all up to me. If I don't put in the work, if I don't get myself to do this stuff, despite how I'm feeling, despite what life has in store for me right now, or for a few weeks or a few years, all in all, that whole figuring it out by this certain age is just what people say. It's just an opinion. Change your perspective, change your mindset with that. It's something that you've got to go to work with. It's something that I've been having to work with a lot and trying to like rewire my thoughts with that, because it has affected me and it is still affecting me, but I'm still working at it. It's one thing to know there's a problem and actively working to find a solution, and it's another to know the problem and not do absolutely anything about it and just let it become a bigger problem. Don't wait for the day of tomorrow. Start today. Go out and do something that's gonna help you the day of tomorrow, and keep doing it and work hard. Don't be afraid. Don't think that nobody's gonna love you because you may be this or you may be that or you may have that or you may have this, because you're only holding yourself back. You're answering for everybody else. You have to remember that. What you may think is a no, somebody else has a yes for you, and you're turning them away before they even had the chance. Don't be afraid. Love is beautiful. Love is amazing. Everybody deserves love, and there is so much love in this world to go around. Don't stop yourself from allowing to have that. Allow somebody to love you, but you have to open up that avenue to allow that love to come in. And if you stay home and you don't allow that love to come your way, well then you've already lost that opportunity. You're the only one who's stopping yourself from having that opportunity. And so I want you to know that you're not alone. You're definitely not alone. I'm going through this. I know that once my birthday hits and we're past that, it's just gonna be like, oh, okay. We can't help it. We can't go back. We can only go forward. That's just how it is. I'm a kid at heart. I'm always joking around. I'm always being silly and immature with jokes. I keep thinking like, oh my gosh, like what if I'm 30 and then at the age of 30 I'm like cracking these stupid silly jokes and people are gonna be like, you need to grow the F up, and I'm gonna be like, oh, that hurts. And then I'm just thinking, hey, who is saying this? Is it the truth, or is it just something that you may have heard once that somebody negative was saying? You can't stop the opinions of other people. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, and that's just how it is. You can't stop those opinions, but you have a choice. Are you going to allow those opinions into your life and allow them to affect you in a certain way, or not? Hopefully this helps. I feel like I really didn't touch on the subject. Hopefully seeing me and hearing what I'm currently going through and the thoughts that I'm currently battling with, it may help you. And to see me still doing what I'm doing and still striving and still being motivated to keep going will help you in your situation, whatever it may be. It doesn't even have to be about the same thing, but I do hope that it helps. Yeah, I wish you the best. And hey, Dash Hound Mom 19 is single, so if anybody wants to mingle, I know that they love dash hounds and they want to have a whole bunch of them, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right, because if not, that is gonna be very embarrassing. But those are the weenie dogs, right? So if anybody loves weenie dogs and shares the same love for weenie dogs, which I think they're freaking adorable. Those dogs are so cute, especially when they walk and then they're little babies. They got the little slinky body and they're just, oh, they're so cute. But yeah, if you guys share the same love, send a message to Dash Hound Mom. Let them know they're not alone. Talk to her. Say hi. Say something nice. Become friends. Spread some love and some kindness. You know how I feel about that. And let's remember that age is just a number when it comes to a lot of things. Okay, we cannot forget that either. I don't feel like I'm going to be 30. But sometimes I still feel like I did when I was at 18. And sometimes I still feel like I'm 23. Like, I don't feel the age that I'm going to turn. And I hope I don't look the age that I'm going to turn. I mean, but at the end of the day, what does 30 even look like? You know what I mean? That's what it is. People just saying things and adding pressure into this giant pressure hole. That sounded not appropriate. You see what I mean? I'm cracking like dirty jokes, but I don't want to be boring and super mature to the point where like, ha, that's not funny. You shouldn't be joking about that. You're old. Stop saying that. That's boring. I don't want to be normal like SpongeBob is in that one episode with all his little sponge holes pop away and he's like, hi, how are ya? I don't want that life. Anyway, enough of my rambles. I'm gonna end this video now because it's been way too long. If you know somebody else that really needs to hear these words, please don't be a freaking jerk and send it to them. Stop being so uptight and not sharing my video forward, because you could be saving somebody's bad day. And why wouldn't you want to save somebody's bad day? I'll wait. I'm listening to you. But I didn't hear that. But on the real, please do send this forward to somebody. anybody. Post it on your Instagram, post it on your other social medias, on Facebook, send the link to someone in a message, whatever it is, and let them know, hey, you should listen to this. I think this could really help you, or whatever you want to say. You don't have to say those words, obviously. Now I'm gonna zip it because I talk a lot and I'm about to go on a different tangent, but all I want to say is hang in there. Please send this forward. Thank you for watching. If you want to see me in real time, please check out my social medias. They're on the screen down below. And if you like what you see, I invite you to follow me. And if you already follow me, thank you so much. Come say hi, come say hello. Leave a comment down below in this video. Give it a like. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed to me already. If you want to watch another video of mine, check out this video right here. Spend a little bit more time with me. And with that being said, I will catch you in the next video. And remember, if there's one thing that I want to call to mind, there are actually 3. No matter the highs and lows, always be sure, always be certain to do good, be grateful, and stay humble. Bye.